So the question is from Mr. Samir Khan. He's asking that most of our investments in the pharma space, they are in the highly commoditized US generic market. Uh, which is subject to a lot of price erosions as well. Why don't we consider investing in Indian focused domestic pharma companies which are brand dominated like FMCG and not just a commodity?
Thanks. So that's a fair question. But if you look at some of the larger generic pharma companies which are catering to export generic markets, they also have a large domestic market shares or large domestic divisions as well. And these companies do operate in the non-branded generic space as well as the branded generic space, which are akin to some of the FMCG characteristics, where those brands are more powerful. They are known to people, and even doctors will recommend them without thinking twice while prescribing the medicine. The domestic category, if you look at market share point of view, larger pharma companies do have domestic market share, and we get exposed to that via the basket of pharma companies that we have. As to the fact that are US generic pharma companies truly commoditized, to some extent in some categories, yes, but not all categories. So there are certain verticals, or there are certain areas of therapeutic areas where some companies have dominant market share, or some companies have dominant products which are generic for sure, but they are also partnered with the existing original manufacturer who has allowed them to be in the market as a generic player, and the original manufacturer may have a different product in the market. So these characteristics also are available, and these plays can also be done through the larger generic players. And the manufacturing capacity, the balance sheet strength, I discussed that earlier as well. So these are attractive for us when we look at generic pharma companies. But yeah, it's not all commoditized, and it's not all branded from that question's point of view.
Thanks, Ronak.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.